All right, Rob, as we head into Championship Sunday, AFC, NFC championships, everybody's talking about the quarterbacks. You got three incredible young quarterbacks and Jimmy G. So, but Jimmy G, he wins. I mean, he's definitely the worst quarterback standing, but he does win, and he's beating the Rams. Well, he's not, but the 49ers are beating him 6 straight. He was playing in most of those games. So we will see how that goes. But obviously, you got a lot of stories being written about these quarterbacks. And the Athletic's Mike Sando did a piece in which he asked 2 NFL offensive coaches, a former GM who happened to be a former GM, 1 longtime evaluator, 1 younger evaluator, and former executive of the year, our friend Randy Mueller. And then they also asked the Athletics NFL draft analyst Dane Brugler. But here's the deal. So they 7 voters, and they asked them to rank these 3 as to who is the best young quarterback. Now, Patrick Mahomes was not included. So they got Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and they threw in Justin Herbert, who didn't even make the playoffs, but is a great young quarterback for the Chargers. And Rob, Joe Burrow won. Now, he got 4 first-place votes. Allen got 3. Justin Herbert, none. I do think it would be Allen or Burrow. But what do you think about, I mean, it's already some guys are putting Burrow ahead of Josh Allen.
4-3 is not that big of a, it just means
right.
that,
It's only 7 people, so it's not like
so
it's
not like
700.
Because I just think sometimes it could be a prisoner of the moment, even though Joe Burrow only had, what do you have in that game? No touchdowns and 1 pick? He didn't even have a touchdown.
Yep.
So
threw for 348, but didn't have a touchdown.
But I don't know when the poll was it after that game? You know what I mean? Like I don't have any. Do we have context to when they were talked to? Do you know what I mean? Because I think that matters too. Because if it was coming off the game where they beat Kansas City in the second half, do you know, like if it was off of that? But if you watched Josh Allen, put up and do what he did, I don't know how you can't like him, only because he's got more sample size. You know, he was in the playoffs last year. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Joe Burrow wets the bed on Sunday, do you change your mind? Do you think, well, maybe the stage was too big, he wasn't ready? Josh Allen was ready. I mean, it didn't happen, Chris. They didn't win, but it wasn't because of him.
Right.
Look, he outplayed a touchdown with 13 seconds to go.
Until the last 13 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, he outplayed him. There's no doubt. This is just a hard one because Josh Allen was darn near in his first year, Rob. He played 7 games, 9 games last year, I think. And he got hurt. He played 10 games last year. And was great, for a rookie. I mean, Joe Burrow. He was great.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, right. I was thinking of
What did
Josh
I say?
Allen were in the playoffs last year.
Did I say Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Joe Burrow. So Joe, he played 10 games last year, got hurt, and obviously played this full season. So it's just a much smaller sample size. I think so far, Rob, what I do like about Burrow is I think he's a little more consistent than Allen and accurate. Like Josh is up and down. A lot of times he'll follow up a great game with a bad game or a mediocre game and then, kind of go back and forth. Maybe he's turned a corner. Hopefully he's turned a corner in these playoffs because he had 2 outstanding games back to back. But that's the only thing I'd say about Josh that I don't like. And he's not as accurate. Burrow completed 70% of his passes this year. And I think Josh Allen was down to around 63. He had been, last year he was on fire. But typically this year he kind of came back and didn't complete, his higher percentage of his passes. But his size, he's bigger. He obviously is a heck of a runner. It's hard to go against Josh Allen seeing what he just did. And he's got 4 years. Now, his first year wasn't that good. Burrow's was better. But second year, he improved a lot. And then third year took off, was tremendous. And this year was good, but not awesome. Here's the other thing about Burrow, Rob, I like, and we've talked about this. I love his swagger. I love his confidence. I love his attitude. I love his, I can beat anybody. I'm the best quarterback in the league. Not in an arrogant way, but I just think he's got that confidence. Well, yeah. Right. I mean, there's that. But I think, you've seen some of his quotes heading into this playoff game. Like, even heading into the playoffs period, like, we're not just happy to be here. Paraphrasing, but essentially saying we're not just happy to be here. This is going to be the norm for us, and we want more. That type of stuff, I love it. He went to a franchise that was in the dumps, and now he's got them in the freaking AFC Championship game.
Not a dumpster fire.
It's not a terrible franchise.
Right. They weren't winning any playoff games, but they were in the playoffs. It wasn't like they're the Lions or, a team like that where they're not even sniffing the playoffs.
Yep. So and they got a history, too. That's not terrible.
They've been to the Super Bowl twice, Chris. Right. I mean, you could count a lot of franchises who have never been to the Super Bowl, period, and then not twice. And they've been twice in the last, 25, 30 years, but twice.
Yeah,
not bad.
No doubt about it. Here's the one thing, Rob. I don't want to see another Andrew Luck, right? I mean, Andrew Luck, wouldn't it be exciting if he was still playing with the Colts? I mean, you say they got everything except a great quarterback.
Right.
If they had
unfortunate
Andrew Luck,
he couldn't take it anymore, and he was beat up. And I give the guy credit. You don't get to that level and play football your whole life to want to walk away just for the heck of it. I just don't believe. I believe that he just couldn't do it. I really do, because he had success.
Yep. And I think it was smart, Rob. I mean, we miss out, right? We'd love to see him still playing.
He's got
and
a wife
these
and
young
kids,
guns.
and he doesn't want to be right.
Absolutely. I can't blame him at all. But my point is, Cincinnati should draft like 5 offensive linemen. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but Rob, their offensive line is horrendous. Burrow was sacked more than any other quarterback in the league. He was sacked 9 times last week against Tennessee. That tied a playoff record. Just because so far, Rob, he can take it, and obviously he got hurt a year ago. They don't play with this kid. This kid could be special. Get him some protection. And I'm glad they took Jamar Chase, right? Because the thought was, let's get a lineman. Burrow wanted him to get Chase, and it was the right move. But this year, Rob, whatever they have to do, go get veterans on the free agent market.
They got plenty of offensive weapons. They
Right.
They already have those guys. They got a young running back and Mixon, Chase. They got a nucleus that's very young and cheap. So now they need to go get protection. Absolutely. Anything. If they go and get another weapon and don't protect them, then shame on Cincinnati.